Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say all praise, glory, honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and prophets, and no respect to the brothers teaching truth all over the globe, and unto the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the globe, and unto the confusion faced which join unto our ranks, and to the Akim and Aqua that are listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom. Come back at you again. Basically, it's a little short dream that I had. And, it's a very short and, yet very powerful dream. And if I, forgive me if I don't remember it, all of it, but, just forgive me. And I pray that this dream was edifying. And then, going to point out a couple of key scriptures, and then that'll be it. So this will be a very short, short lesson. I hope it is very edifying to the hopeful elect. But the dream that I had, it was very short. It was that I don't know if I was like outside or what have not, and in this dream, there was a guy that was talking, basically saying something to the effect that y'all basically walking around here free, and I told the guy, I said we are already free, and he was like, how did you know? How do you know that you're free? And I basically told him, I said, you will see soon enough. And as I said that and looked up, you could see the clouds. It was a funny shaped clouds, and it started moving towards us, and you could kind of hear it was like a horn sound. And then basically I was saying that the chariots are here, and basically there was you could see the clouds. That was very it hit it was like it was like clouds, very weird shaped clouds, but but those in the truth, you just waking up, those are chariots. And to get a couple of scriptures on that, real quick, one scripture is Psalms 104th chapter, starting at the first verse. It reads, bless thee, Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, thou art very great, and thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who coverest thyself with delight as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain. Verse 3 is the point. Who led the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. And those clouds, when verse 3 said who making the clouds his chariot, talking about what the media called the UFOs, but we know them as IFOs, identifying flying objects, which are the chariots of the Most High. Chariots of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, and the chariots have made appearances, throughout the scriptures. And one of the events that the chariots showed up, was with Elijah and Elisha. They was walking together, and Elisha followed him. He wasn't gonna leave him. And the scripture, rough paraphrase, said that told Elisha that that your master is gonna be taken up today. And he said, yeah, I know, hold your peace, pretty much. That basically be quiet. He said, I already know. So getting to the point, they crossed the river, after Elijah smoked the water, and they crossed over together. They was talking, and the chariot came in the part of them asunder. And, he took up Elijah in a whirlwind, basically called it was called a horse of fire. Chariots got different types of names, horse of fire, clouds, whirlwinds, and, they had different names, but they still are the same description, which are chariots. But the point is, the chariots exist, and they're the vehicles of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, and the angel patrol in the chariots, and chariots have made themselves known. They making themselves known more than ever. And you have, I believe it was CBS reported on at one particular time about the chariots that was in the sky. And you had all different people reporting the events of chariots. and they making themselves known more than ever. So this is a very exciting time in Israel because of the church making themselves known, letting us know that our deliverance is nearby, for the hopeful elect. You know, and another account, is in chapter Acts chapter 1 verse 8. When the Savior got taken up in the chariot, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and read book of Acts chapter 1, and it started at the it started at the I'm gonna go ahead and start at the I'm gonna go ahead and get to the point at verse 9. It says that when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And when they're talking about he was taken up, the Yahushua was taken up into a chariot. He was taken up into a chariot, and the chariot received Yahushua, and he took him out of sight, to go back to the Most High Yahweh. And while they looked steadfast toward heaven as he went up, it was Salaki, brother. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven and went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. Verse 11. Salaki, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? The same Yahushua, which is taken up for you into heaven, shall come in like manner as ye see him go into heaven. The point is the same way that Yahushua was taken up in a chariot, taken up to heaven in the chariot. And this same way he's gonna come back and redeem the hopeful elect, the 144,000 and 1/3. He's gonna come back into it. He's gonna come back in a chariot with the angelic host of angels to take down his kingdom. So this is a very exciting time, Israel. And another account you can read in the book of Genesis where it talks about Enoch. Enoch, what I'm saying, it's in the book of Genesis. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And this will be the last scripture. And then, I have to go ahead and get started with my day. And see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. Genesis chapter 5, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with verse 21. This is a genealogy of basically Adam. I believe that where they had the genealogy of Adam, the righteous genealogy. But it says that and Enoch lived 65 years, and he begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with Yahweh after he begot Methuselah 300 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years, and Enoch walked with Yahweh, and he was not, for Yahweh took him. So how did Yahweh took Enoch? He took Enoch in a chariot, man. You see, way, 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 way back in Genesis, the chariots exist. Because Enoch was taken up in the chariot. Even, he beamed up, man. He had, scripture also say, I believe it's in the I would say it's out in 3rd John, or it's in Jude. One brother could correct me on that. That he had a testimony that pleased Yahweh. And Enoch was taken up in a chariot. So that's it for the lesson. I pray that this lesson will edify about the chariots, and that the chariots are real, and they are the deliverance for Israel. And for those in the faith, continue to stay prayed up, continue to do the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and to not to be weary in well doing. You shall reap. You're gonna reap if you faint not. But with that being said, I want to say all praise, glory, honor due unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rahakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and prophets. Another respect to the brothers, teach the truth all over the globe. Until next time, Yahweh willing, Shalom, Abba, and Kwam Yasharala.